let's start from the beginning. I am Super Nintendo. I was bitten by a radioactive YouTuber, and I'm pretty sure you can figure out the rest. Okay, enough of that. Hey everybody on YouTube, this is Super Nintendo, and welcome to my review of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I'm gonna keep the first 2 minutes or so of this video kind of spoiler-free for those who don't want it, and then the rest of this is just gonna be me gushing about how awesome this movie is. Alright, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is a fun little movie with Spider-Man, but not Peter Parker. No. Miles Morales. And he gets he gets bit by a radioactive spider and tries to figure out his new powers, as you do. But he's not alone. You have Peter Parker from another dimension and many other spider people showing up, and they have to stop this big universe-destroying threat and send the other spider people home before it's too late. That's basically the movie. This movie is freaking gorgeous. I love the comic book aesthetic. Everything looks like it's ripped straight out of a comic book. Or manga in the case of one of the characters, or like classic cartoon, whatever. They look really freaking good. They deliberately turn down the I forget what it is, but they make it look almost like it's stop motion a good chunk of the time, and it looks so freaking good. The actors all do a great job. I'd say the design, there's only one design in the movie I thought was kind of on the bad side, but I got used to it as I continued to watch. I'm chewing gum, so if I sound weird, that's why. The movie soundtrack, this is probably going to sound bad, but it feels like Static Shock, if anybody watched that old cartoon. And I think it fits. I think it really fits. Miles and his dad have, before I even saw the movie, I kept seeing that internet joke of you remember these two characters from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs? Well, this is them now. You feel old yet? Yeah, that is pretty much how they are. And it's pretty enjoyable. One last spoiler-free thing is that if you are a fan of Spider-Man, get out of my mouth. If you are a fan of Spider-Man, by the way, I have a little trash bag thing over there, so I didn't just throw it on the ground. If you are a fan of Spider-Man, the movies, the video games, and whatever, you will not be disappointed. There is a crap ton of Easter eggs everywhere. So keep a sharp eye out. So I guess that is it. I went on spoiler-free longer than I thought. So I'm going to give you... I'm going to get into spoilers now. So here's your little spoiler warning. I'll give you guys 5 seconds. Let's get into spoilers. I love this freaking movie. I freaking love it. This movie beats the shit out of Spider-Man Homecoming. I am working on a video talking about the MCU Spider-Man and my thoughts, because I have been because of Spider-Man PS4 and the trailer to this movie, it got me really back into Spider-Man. And speaking of Spider-Man PS4, the Spider-Man PS4 suit is in the freaking movie, and it's awesome. When I saw it, I'm like, oh my god. I'm like freaking geeking out too. It's like, I had to contain myself at multiple points in the movie. I just wanted to do that little girly scream thing that fanboys do is here's the little Spider-Man, the Spider-Man PS4 suit, and I just want to go, ah! This is Spider-Man PS4 suit, it's in the movie, oh my god! I just wanted to do that. Now I gotta make my voice sound all deep to preserve my masculinity. I don't care. The movie is awesome. But this movie beats the shit out of Spider-Man Homecoming. And let me get into a couple of reasons why. First off, the little defense people give for the Uncle Ben thing. And before anybody says Uncle Ben is in the universe, he said it once. And you're just a butthurt comic book fanboys. It's not supposed to be like the comics. And first off, shut the fuck up. Secondly, Spider-Man, you don't need to show us his whole origin, but a brief overview of what made this kid decide to put on a freaking leotard and go around fighting bad guys would be nice, you know. And you know the thing? In this movie, we have six freaking origin stories. 7 if you count Miles, which the whole movie is his origin, basically. So we have 7 origin stories. 6 of them are incredibly brief that take up less than a minute of time. The first one is a little bit longer because that's the little intro thing. But every other one is like, oh, okay, my name is insert name here. I was bitten by a radioactive spider. I saved people. I fell in love. Whatever. And now I fight people as the one and only Spider Person. It's like, that's it. That's what happens 6 times in the damn movie. I'm breaking my New Year's resolution with the less cussing. I'm gonna try not to cuss anymore in the video. So there is no excuse with the MCU Spider-Man being like, oh, well, you can't show Uncle Ben getting shot again. It's been done to death. Literally, he's been shot so many times. Shut up. You can show it, you just don't need to focus on it super long. And, the only indicator that the Uncle Ben was even a thing in the MCU is one scene in Civil War. Where it's with everything Aunt May's been going through, I can't do that to her. That's it. That is it. Each one of these spider people feel like Spider-Man. And what's awesome is that each one of them feels different. They don't all feel like they're the same character. We got Miles for your typical teenage superhero coming-of-age story. We have Peter Parker of the same universe, who is the Spider-Man we all know and love, and there's so many references. There's a point in the first Spider-Man's origin where he's he does the little dance from Spider-Man 3, and he's like, that, we don't talk about that. I need to look up if that Spider-Man was played by Tobey Maguire, because if not, that was a huge missed opportunity. That Spider-Man is pretty much the normal Spider-Man we have come to know and love, and they kill him off within, I want to say, the first 20 minutes. And that was a wake-up call, because it's this is like the warning of hey, this ain't your daddy, Spider-Man. This guy that you know and love, he's dead. We're gonna focus on some different Spider people. Then we get Peter B. Parker, who is almost exactly like the Peter Parker we just focused on, but he is he's a washout. He has been Spider-Man, I think, for longer than the Spider-Man that was there, and or maybe it was less. I don't know, but he broke up with Mary Jane because Mary Jane wanted kids, and this Peter didn't. Not that he didn't want kids, but it scared him, and that's a very relatable adult thing. Like plenty of people don't want kids. Personally, for me right now, I don't want kids, and even if I did, I would just adopt because I don't want kids I don't want to be in a house with another me. I don't. Whatever. I'm getting way off topic and way too personal. But yeah, that's a very relatable adult thing, but he still bees Spider-Man, and for the most part, from what we see in his universe, he still does it out of a sense of responsibility. More on that in a bit. And then we get Gwen Stacy, the Spider-Gwen or Spider-Woman in this movie. I thought she was renamed Ghost Spider or something. Whatever, it doesn't roll off the tongue as much. And then we get Spider-Man Noir, who is played by Nicolas Cage, and it's awesome. And then we get Spider-Pig, and he is, I know he's called Spider-Ham, but I just call him Spider-Pig because Spider-Pig does whatever a Spider-Pig does. The Spider-Man the Spider-Man from Homecoming doesn't feel like Spider-Man for reasons I'll get into in its own video. So yeah, the origins are very similar. All the characters, all the voice acting, they are all just so freaking good. They all sell their different personalities. I think Peter B. Parker is still played by the same guy who played the normal Peter Parker that died. And this guy has range. This guy has a lot of range. Because it's like, he played the perfect Peter Parker. He played the perfect Spider-Man in the beginning. And then he very quickly switches to being this washed out loser, basically. And he is, like, he just sells it so freaking hard. The guy who plays Miles, I don't know if it's a kid. If he isn't, man, the guy has some range because I really felt like it was an actual kid. Here's a bit of a confession because I haven't read comics for years. Ever since I learned how more stuff about video with like lip syncing, how TV shows and movies like this are made. Whenever I see a character talking, I never see the character talking. I just see lips flapping and the actor, whatever. I always see the actor. I never see the character talking. And that's become more of a prevalent issue for me because I see the man behind the curtain. But here, I never once saw the actor. Except for with Nicolas Cage, but that was a plus. Everybody did such a great job. It's just so freaking good. It's so good. Whatever. Review over. Go see the movie. Okay, no, review's not over. The one character I hate, or not hate, but the one character I didn't like their design was the Kingpin. Like he was the one. He's like this big, like cartoony thing. He's like, hold on. Crap. He's like this. He's like big hunchback. Like this is his shoulders, and he's like just big. He's like a big freaking rectangle with a face, like near, like right here. And I don't know. It just. With every character in this movie, like, they feel real, as cartoony, as comic booky, as anime, as noir, as they are. But he is the one character that feels overly cartoony. And that's saying a lot considering we have Spider-Pig. He feels too goofy in his design. He doesn't feel threatening. The Kingpin's design is my one gripe about the movie. But I want to learn more about these different Spider people. I knew of Spider-Gwen. I want to say Peter B. Parker was made up for the movie, but I don't know. There's so many incarnations of Spider-Man out there. I would be shocked if there wasn't this version. I know Spider-Geddon, the anime Penny Parker is a thing, but in her comic she's more of a I don't want to say more of an actual anime, but she's more like typical action drama anime, not the way I describe this Spider-Gwen is that she is kind of like Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. She is she's moe designed, like kawaii. I'm probably mispronouncing this, but she feels like that. And that's not a criticism, but I love this Penny Parker. I love her design. I love her little, I was misnumber. Where was I? I love this Penny Parker. I love her little thing of she actually doesn't have powers herself. She has a telepathic connection with her own spider that basically pilots this giant mech. And it's so freaking cool. It's so cool. I love that. I love how these different spider people interact off each other. I wish there was more of a conflicting thing, like the characters, seeing Spider-Pig interacting with more of Spider-Pig interacting with Spider-Noir, or more of Penny Parker interacting with Gwen Stacy or something. I guess that's another complaint. That's not even a complaint. I just want more. I want so much more. So yeah, this movie gets a glowing recommendation. I would say a 9.7 out of 10. Because the movie's not perfect. It definitely has some issues. Probably some that I am just so nerdgasm to see. I'd say one of them is that you got to know Spider-Man, but Spider-Man is such a big figure now. It's that's like not knowing Mickey Mouse or not knowing Superman or something. So I feel like most people know who Spider-Man is. Another, the Kingpin's design, I can see some people being annoyed with the lower frame rate thing to make it more stop motion with the way it looks. And I can see some racist douchebags being Miles is he's just one of those characters that is he's pushed for diversity. It's he's just shoved in your face and look, we have a black Spider-Man. Look how progressive we are. Like I said, it's not me. But I that's the thing. He never felt that way to me. Slightly off topic, I felt that way with Wonder Woman. With the way in the Wonder Woman movie, I felt like the movie was basically just, hey, we have a woman superhero. Aren't we so diverse? Aren't we so progressive or whatever? I don't know. That's what it felt like to me. At least my first time watching it. I'm one of the few assholes that don't like Wonder Woman, but for me it's mostly because the movie doesn't make sense. I had no problem with Wonder Woman as a character, at least from what I can remember. Anyway, I'm probably just digging my grave now. yeah, go watch this movie. Or if you're already watching the spoiler section, you've already seen it. In which case, go see it again.